Rising up, here we go. No time to be afraid. They say it's impossible. Can't listen to what they say. They got me motivated. Oh yeah, I'm motivated.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Maximize the Business of You. I'm Maximino, and thank you for joining me for another episode. Today's episode, I have a fitness guru. He's a fitness buff. He's my friend. He goes by the name of Julio Angeles. Today, Julio is going to talk to us about what he's done during the pandemic to keep in shape. You know, this pandemic really messed up a lot of people, kept a lot of people home, kept a lot of people inside. So we really all had to figure out what we were gonna do to stay in shape. And remember, movement is life. So you gotta keep moving, especially during this pandemic. We wanna build our immune systems up and we wanna stay healthy. So I thought Julio would be a dope person to speak to on this episode because he inspires me. He gets me going, shows me different things, teaches me different workouts to stay consistent and to stay healthy. So without further ado, I want to bring out my guy, Julio Angeles. Say what's up to Julio, everybody.
What's up, Max? What's up, everybody?
What's up, Who? How you doing, man?
Appreciate you having me on.
For sure, man, for sure.
From the gym.
Huh?
Actually just got back from the gym.
Of course you did. Why wouldn't you get back from the gym? But man, listen, really quick. So one of the first things I want to ask you, during the lockdown, what did you do to keep active and to keep moving? Because, you know, we were locked in our houses for 3-4 months. So what were your secrets to staying in shape while you were locked up?
Man, it was tough, but I just had to stick to the basics, calisthenics, which is body weight movements. So just different variations of push-up, pull-ups, and squats, and just a whole bunch of different variations of them. And then I have an old tread climber, which is basically a treadmill and a stepper into one. So I would do that for cardio as well. And then I would also, in between exercises, like I would cut my rest time very low so that it's kind of like a muscle building cardio in a way. Mm-hmm. So that would just basically be my cardio and then my muscle movements, and just do a lot of it.
Nice. So I know what I did was I headed outside. You know, I know people were scared to come outside because of COVID, but I ended up hitting the park. Nobody was out there, especially in March. Gym closed March 12th, March 14th. I was out there. Me and my wife, we were out there making sure that we keep that blood moving. And I enjoyed it. I kind of actually loved being outside because of the fresh air. And I'm kind of scared of going back into the gym now because, you know, you have to wear a mask and just you're around more people. So going outside was really cool. So what I did was I got my weights. I got some Bowflex weights, bought a little cart, bought my ball, my bouncy ball to lean on, my heavy ball, a bozo ball, my jump rope, a mat, and it was on, you know what I'm saying? So I love doing it outside, ayo. But what would you do if you weren't in the mood? You just rested, or you made sure you did something every day?
No, I worked out every single day. Even if I didn't want to, I just had to, because if I don't work out, it puts me at a mental block to where my whole day is off. And then especially the way this pandemic has everybody, if I don't work out, I'm even more depressed. So I just had to get my body moving, get my mind working, get that clear thoughts out, and just, that's what started my day no matter what. Even if I didn't want to, if I was achy, I still had to do it. It was a must for me.
Got you. If you had to pick one piece of equipment that you would use or that you could recommend to people, what would that piece of equipment be if you had nothing else and you were home, locked in your house, what would that piece of equipment be?
I would say if you needed one piece of equipment just to be at your home gym, it would have to be a pull-up bar. It has to be. That's by far one of the best upper body exercises that you can even do. Chin-ups, pull-ups, different variations of it. It strengthens your entire core. It improves your posture, so you're more upright. It just improves your overall physique. And every muscle from your core all the way up to your neck, it works. So it's probably one of the most effective workouts you can do for your upper body. Plus, you can do it every day because it's body weight. So pull-ups, a pull-up bar by far is the number one go-to. I would say that you need.
And those are inexpensive, pretty cheap to get. How much those cost?
Oh yeah, it could vary from anywhere between $10 all the way to like $40.
And it's the wall one, the one you put up on the wall?
Yeah, it's like a hinge, like you would hinge it.
Right.
The door frame.
Like the video we're showing right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Nice. What kind of workout would you say for someone who was starting out, who wanted to get in shape and wanted to start building up? What would you say is that workout to do?
Aside from calisthenics, because you should be able to move with your own body weight, I would say a full body workouts, because you have several different routines. You got split training, body part splits, you got full body, you got upper, lower, stuff like that. But as far as a beginner, I would say full body training, because in general, for someone that's starting to work out, you're exercising the whole entire body. Every muscle group is being used and is stimulated in one workout. It's the best way to develop a motor control so that you'll have the full range of motion and know how your body works completely. Especially as a beginner, it'll allow you to train like the same movement patterns multiple times a week. So instead of waiting for next Monday for just chest day, and back day is Tuesday, and Wednesday is legs day, and then Thursday is shoulder, you can train it more consistently. And then what happens when you train it more consistently and more times, you put your body under more of a, how would you say, you have more time under tension. So you build more muscle in less time, basically. And then beginners recover faster, so you could just train them more often, which is always best. And then you got your body part splits, but I wouldn't recommend that until you're already comfortable with the full bodies and know exactly how your body moves and feels the muscle, because body part splits is really just to help you bring up a weaker part in your body. So you can focus and bring more attention to specific body parts. But if you want to be in shape and you just want to feel better and just lose weight, full body workouts is the best way to go.
Gotcha. I'm older right now, so I'm about to hit the 5-0, right? So one of the things that I make sure that I do is stretch, and I practice yoga to get that stretching. What do you do to do your stretches, and do you recommend anything for people to warm up before they start?
That's a good question. I never really got into yoga. I know it's extremely beneficial. You always telling me to go to Vikram with you, but
it's the best.
Me, which I don't doubt, because when you took me to one session, I did feel a lot limber and it felt good. But personally, on a daily basis, since I do work out every day, I would say to start with a dynamic stretch, which is basically moving stretches. So you're consistently moving from side to side, whatever limb you're trying to move. You're doing shoulders, I'm bringing my arms up nonstop, 10 times each side. I'm just moving, just basically dynamic stretches just to start. Then I'll get my workout in because I'm already feeling warm. But then the static stretches, which is basically when you hold the stretch for about 8 to 10 seconds, maybe more, I will do that at the end of the workout, because it's always best to do it when you're fully warm. You can't do static stretch in the beginning, because then you're going to put yourself in a, you could basically injure yourself because you're cold. Imagine stretching clay when it's cold, it's going to break. You stretch it when it's warm, it'll stretch out without breaking. So it's the same thing. So yeah, that's basically what I would do and continue to do.
Got you. I mean, me personally, I love yoga. Like you said, I started Bikram yoga probably like over 20 years ago. And,
Wow.
you know, because of COVID happening, yoga, I think, is probably been hit the hardest. Yoga studios are very close, hot. So those
That's true.
places haven't really opened. And I can't imagine doing Bikram yoga in 110 temperature room with a mask on. So
That's
I
true.
haven't gone back to that yet. But what I do personally is I start with my Bikram poses, my yoga poses. There's 26 poses that are in the whole Bikram cycle. And I use a couple of them to warm up, especially upper body and legs. So that's how I start. And I always recommend people to check it out. Check out Bikram, or check out any yoga. Bikram is a tough yoga to start. Vinyasa is an easier type of yoga. Bikram is more athletic. You sweat a lot more. And they're really intense workouts. So I wouldn't recommend people, just if you haven't never tried it, not to go into it. You know what I'm saying? Start slowly, like anything else, you know? But I want to recommend yoga to everybody. So that's a big deal. So let's switch topics, because we could talk about that all day. But let's switch topics and let's talk about food and diet, because diet is probably, to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, to me it's probably like 50 or 60% of the process. I see people all the time that they're going to the gym, but then they're going out and they eating McDonald's, or they're not eating the right foods to complement the body. So
Yeah.
talk to me about how important diet is in this whole movement of health, fitness.
To be honest, I agree with your numbers. You said around 50, 60%. I would say maybe it probably plays about an 80% role, and then 20% as far as working out. Only because you got to make sure you have exactly what you need in your body before your day is up. So for someone, by midnight at least. So you have your proteins, you got your carbs, you got your fats, your fibers. You need all of that in your body. Whatever you need specifically, whatever that number is, you need all that before the day is up. So there is actually people out there that say you need 6 to 8 meals a day. I think that's a myth. That supposedly brings up the metabolism, but there's too many studies out there that contradict that, and that's just when somebody tells me that, I just keep it moving. I listen to something else because it doesn't make any sense. And
When they say what? When they say what?
that you need 6 to 8 small meals a day.
Right,
So
I was gonna ask you that too, yeah, because that's what I was told when I first started working out. You need to eat 6 meals a day, and so that's a myth, you say?
Yeah, so I believe that that's a myth. There's several studies out there that doesn't support that. If someone tells you that, I just say keep it moving. Not saying that it doesn't work for some people, but it doesn't mean that that's the only way to do it. So again, that's a myth. I believe so. And personally, I eat maybe 2 huge meals just because that's just what I like to do, and just it ends up working that way for me. Maybe a protein shake here or there, but that's about it. I barely eat 6 to 8 meals. And as long as you get what you need for the entire day, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, your fibers, and whatever else, as far as your multivitamin stuff as well, you're before the day is up, you're good. Now, everyone's different. Obviously, someone may need a stricter diet because of their health needs. Maybe they're deficient in some things. So I can't say go one route. You got to find out what's good for you. But that's what works for me. And again, I believe that's a myth. But also, you have to see what works for you. And one of the biggest things about the fitness world, as far as when you're getting fit and you start asking people stuff, there's so much science out there, but
Science or science?
science.
Science, yeah.
Science, yeah, but not enough application. So I would just say research, educate yourself, but you got to try things out and see what works for you, and then just keep applying because you're gonna hear a lot of stuff. but most of the times those people don't apply different stuff. So they're only saying what works for them. So
Right.
learn, try, apply.
Right. And everybody's body is different too. That's another thing. We're all different human beings. It's really a matter of finding out what works for you, I believe.
Exactly. Actually, it's funny you say that because there's a if you Google, you could Google. There's a quiz that allows you to find out what's your body type. It's like ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. And you take this quiz, it asks specific questions about, I guess, like your diet requirements, your daily needs of eating, and it just asks you specific questions. And then once you go through it, it tells you if you're a mix between certain body parts or just one. And the cool thing about that, it lets you know what type of workouts are best for each body type, and what kind of diet is best too. So you could kind of get like an understanding of where you want to stay as far as your workout needs and your eating needs too. So it'll help you. So you can build your routine and all that stuff.
And what is that called again?
I'm not exactly sure what website, but if you Google what body type am I, it'll come up with a whole bunch of links, and you could just click which one sounds similar to it. It'll as long as it pops up as take a quiz between ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph, you know you're gonna click the right one, because it's just to find out which one you are.
Gotcha. I'm probably like a supermorph. So let's talk about the mental side of fitness and what it does and what it helps. For me personally, if I don't exercise, I don't feel right. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I have to do that. And I also meditate. Let me just clear it up. I meditate the traditional way. So I go into a quiet place and meditate. But I also meditate while I'm at the gym, you know? So what I do is I put some meditation music on or some Deepak Chopra, and I look out the window and I breathe with my mask down and do my poses. And that is like a form of meditation for me before I get into my workout. And it really helps me out a lot, because once I get past that stage, I feel like my body's connected and I'm in tune with everything. So everything is more efficient. You know how I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger talk about the mind-muscle connection? And I'm sure you've heard that term before. I believe that works. What do you do to help yourself mentally, in your workouts?
I agree. I mean, I do the same thing. My process daily, I would say, I get to the gym, I put on a video of a motivational factor. It shows like fitness affirmations. So like, you are beast mode, there's no mode, you're just completely on all the time. You got this and stuff like that. I play that over and over again just to like turn the switch on, just to make me walk into the gym. And then when I'm in the gym and I start doing my dynamic stretches, I start to visualize my workout before I actually start it. So if I'm gonna do chest, even though I'm still doing dynamic movements and all that stuff just to prepare, I'm doing the bench press in my head. I'm doing the cable crossovers in my head. I'm doing dips in my head, just so I know I'm basically making my body ready for what's to come. Even though I didn't do it yet, I'm already doing it in my head. So it just helps.
Gotcha.
It's a lot. It's a lot of mental game.
It's a mental game, man. And I think it's totally mental. I think you have to prepare yourself mentally before you even go to the gym. Or let's say you never worked out, or let's say you worked out a little bit and you fall off and you get back, you fall off. The way I approach working out is I tell myself, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. Like, so if I miss a day or two, I don't get down on myself because I know I'm going back, because I'm doing this for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So I think when people approach it, especially if you're new, or especially if you started working out and you stopped and you started and you stopped, and you have that kind of thing, I feel like you have to go into this like, you know what? I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I'm changing the way my lifestyle. And when you go into it with that approach, you know that if you miss a day, you miss a week, that you're going back. So you don't feel as bad, because this is a game of consistency. Everybody thinks it's like, let me work out for 6 months, let me work out for 3 months, and I'm going to be good. And it don't work like that. This is a lifelong journey. All right, host, so we've talked a lot about fitness, but what do you think about the future of fitness? I've seen, since COVID, a lot of different new ways that people are finding to get in shape. I mean, we were forced, the industry is forced to reinvent themselves because people can't be at a certain location. So I've seen yoga instructors go online. I've seen, you know, new products pop up, especially this mirror thing where you work out and someone's there. So what do you think about, what do you think about the future of fitness?
I mean, I do see everybody adapting more to the home gym, because as we've seen, the pandemic closed gyms around the world. Every gym in the world was closed. So I would think that as time goes on, people are going to start building their home gyms slowly.
And you know what, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it could happen again. It could happen right away. Like,
I agree.
Shut down again. Lockdown. So what are we going to do?
I agree. A second lockdown. And then, as we've seen, I mean, when the first lockdown, I know when I went on to look for some weights and some equipment, it was like gold. A piece of a 40-pound dumbbell was like $500.
The price of everything went up.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
And you want to hear a funny story? I was in Modell's a week before, and you know, they were going out of business already, right? And we saw these weights, and I was like, wow, you know, I just saw the weights, right? But then when COVID hit, I was like, and Modell's was closed, I was like, I should go buy all those weights and resell them and make a profit, because my Bowflex, it cost $300, was going for $1,000.
Oh my God.
So
I can't even think about that.
Yeah, so the price of everything went up. And then when you went on Amazon, when it first happened, you couldn't find a lot of the stuff. It was out of order, you know?
Exactly. Backordered.
Out of stock, backordered, man. So, do you think that people are going to start going in that direction?
Oh, of course.
Being like The Rock?
Or having his own trailer of a full gym following around wherever he goes.
Wouldn't it be nice to be The Rock?
One of the best times. No, but I do see people start, you know, getting like the Peloton bike that's out. I see people getting that just to have it. Treadmills, tread climbers, body weight vests so you can add weight on, just to have stuff at home, because who's to say we're allowed to be outside next time we get locked down? What if martial law happens? You're gonna go crazy. How you gonna stay healthy? And especially for the fitness buffs, you're gonna need something. You need a pull-up bar. You're gonna have to get a little thing of dumbbells or weight vests just to, you know, bring your own body weight workouts to bring up that intensity up. Like, you're just gonna have to get home equipment. It's a must at this point, because you don't know when gyms is gonna close or how many times it'll close again in the future.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're the one that needs it.
So people, stock up on your gym stuff, because you're gonna need it just in case, you know. And you know what? It's always good. I know me personally, now that I've experienced working out outside, New York is different because it gets cold. So when it gets really cold, I have to go inside and hit the gym. But when it gets warmer, I'm gonna do both. Some days I'm gonna go, because I need the heavy weight, I'm gonna go into the gym, you know, and put the mask on and work through that. But then other days I'm gonna be outside running, taking in the sun and the fresh air, you know. And so I need my gear, you know.
Exactly.
So, and I think other people are gonna, I think that's the trend, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the way we're gonna be living our lives.
It's
So,
true, because
yeah.
didn't you say when you was at the park, you seen people basically bring trucks of equipment, like people were bringing
Dude,
full gyms.
dude, there was a guy who came with a van. He owned the gym, right? He put all his stuff in the van, and he would get him and a few people, and they would take it out and put it all out on the park, and he would charge people $10 a day to use
That's
his stuff as
crazy.
long as you want it. And it worked. There was a lot of people out there that would come every day, pay this guy $10 a day. It was in Pelham Parkway in the Bronx, and he did, he did his thing. He was there every day training people. Like, it was beautiful to see that type of commitment of some people, because I know that I'm not a fan of lockdowns. I think that it's more harmful than helpful, but I understand why people are afraid, and why people chose to listen and stay inside, and I get it. Everybody has we live in America, so we have the choice to do what we want. But I was happy to see people out there, especially young kids out there. When I see that, that they're getting their exercise, they're moving around. When we were young, man, we played outside all day. And I'm not saying that kids should do that, but they should definitely get out there and work on themselves,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, before anything, money, fame, anything,
Health.
health, family, then you put whatever you want after that. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So, Julio, any final words that you want to share? Tell the people anything else you think that's important to get them motivated and get out there and get healthy.
To be honest, motivation is only going to last so long. It's like a quick amp me up. When you hear a song and you get amped up, that's what motivation is. It goes away. You need to build a discipline. So once you can consistently go to the gym at least a month straight, not every day, but as a consistent schedule for 4 weeks straight, you'll start feeling like it's part of a routine. Same way when you get up and brush your teeth and get ready to do whatever you have to do, that's how the gym is going to feel. It's going to feel routine. So when it starts to feel like that, that means you built the discipline. So as long as you get to the discipline part, you're good. It'll handle itself. Discipline lasts. Motivation doesn't.
Definitely, man. Wow. So, what else can we say, man? Get out there, get yourself healthy, take care of yourself. I mean, I think this pandemic has taught a lot of people, and has woke up a lot of people on having to take care of themselves. If you look at the statistics, a lot of the people that were really affected had underlying conditions, diabetes, heart disease, and of course elderly, and young people are not affected as much, science says.
Yeah.
But if we start today taking care of ourselves, young people I'm talking about, if you start today, by the time you're 50, 60 years old, your body will take care of you. Somebody told me probably 20 years ago, take care of your body the first 20 years, and your body will take care of you.
Wow, that's dope.
The next 20 years. So I live by that, and I just want to see people healthy. I'm tired of us, especially in Latin and urban and black communities, of diabetes, unhealthy living. We have to really wake up and change the way we eat, change the way we live, and change the way we take care of ourselves. I appreciate you, bro. And
Appreciate you too,
I'll
brother.
see you next time. All right? All right, man.
There's no antidote.